of 1882, after bank failures and shipping losses, Edward Mitchell Pierce, at the age of 48, left England. He set out to carve a new life for his family in Western Canada. Initially, Pierce chose a quarter section of land nestled just beyond the foothills of the picturesque Moose Mountain Dominion Forest Reserve. Pierce's plan was put on hold. The land had been withdrawn from settlement, but he had traveled too far to give up easily. Pierce met with Prime Minister Sir John A. Macdonald and the Minister of the Interior, Sir David Macpherson. Convinced by Pierce's vision to create a large English settlement, to be called Cannington Manor, they reopened the land. It was autumn before construction on the Pierces' future home began, and soon winter halted the build. The winter of 1882 to 1883 was one of the longest and roughest in memory. With an unfinished home, the family lived in the cold dirt cellar throughout the relentless winter. It was a far cry from the fine country homes with servants that they had been accustomed to in England. Finally, spring came, and with it, completion of the Pierces' home, christened Cannington. Spring also brought plans to establish an English settlement, beginning with All Saints Anglican Church. Pierce needed settlers and investors to turn his vision of Cannington Manor into a reality. For both, he took to writing for English newspapers. Several men of means, Robert and Harry Bird, and Ernest Maltby, responded to Pierce's call for investors. All three of them made the move to Cannington. Young gentlemen and their families responded in the thousands with written inquiries to Pierce. From Manchester to India and across the British Empire, they wrote, with interest in moving to his town. As years passed, Cannington Manor grew, boasting a hotel, flour mill, store, school, other businesses and homes. Ever hopeful, Pierce wrote, "I could fill the country had I assistance from the government." Cannington Manor and its ever-increasing surrounding farmland really was a prospering community, but it lacked one thing, a rail line. In the spring of 1888, Pierce found out that the rail line, promising delivery and transportation of goods, would not go through Cannington Manor as he originally believed. Dreams dashed just 6 years after they had begun. Pierce passed away shortly after receiving the devastating news. The rail line had passed Cannington Manor by. Still, the town grew and thrived for several years, but by 1900, all had to admit that the experiment was over. Though Pierce did not live to see Cannington Manor at its brightest, he didn't have to watch the sun set on it either. Little is left of this once bustling town, but All Saints Anglican Church still stands tall, a reminder of Pierce's dream and the struggles of Western settlement.